Boy, this election is completely nuts, isn't it? Every day I feel like I'm waking up to read the next chapter in a political thriller. It's like, okay, what's next? What's happening now? And I've had to tune out a little bit and just I limit my time on how much I'm paying attention to the election drama because it could get a little overwhelming, maybe even depressing. So, for either side, so I'm a Green Party type, just so you know, so everybody can refrain from being mad at me. Trump or Biden supporters, I love you all. And I just want to keep doing my spiritual work and healing work with the world. And I don't care who you voted for. And if you want to come and be with an ayahuasca ceremony here at Gaia Sagrada, or you want to go to my school, University of Metaphysical Sciences, I'm doing a shameless plug here. If you wanted to do either of those things, I don't care who you voted for. It's all about healing. We got a deeper problem, really. We got a much deeper problem, which is beyond candidates, beyond elections. Although I do think it's an important election. But the election drama has been actually very interesting. I never knew so much about the Constitution or election processes than I do now, just because I found it very interesting to research it all. I didn't realize how complicated a process it actually is, and that there's the state level of things, and there's election members, and there's committee members, and there's legislators, and then there's electors, and then we got the Congress, and then we got the House and the Senate, and, well, all of that, all mixed in there. The election drama has probably been getting some people down, and I want to address how to stay not down during the election drama. What I would suggest is limit your time on how much you're going to pay attention to what's going on every day to the election. Say your prayers, hold the space, love whatever candidate you want to win. It's okay. Whoever you want is okay with me. I hope that people don't start ostracizing each other just because of who they vote for. That would actually be a really bad scene. But don't let the election drama preoccupy your entire consciousness right now. Spend not more than, say, a half an hour a day, maybe an hour at the most if you're particularly interested and you're researching a lot of stuff because you simply want to know how elections work and how the Constitution works and all that good stuff. Try not to give too much attention to it or be too upset about it, because whatever direction the mass consciousness decides right now, it's the direction we're going. Whether you want it to or not, it's the direction we're going. I'm hoping that humanity chooses a lighter path instead of a darker path, but humanity is also a drama queen and usually is a tough nut to crack. And humanity likes to do things the hard way quite often. So maybe we do have to hit rock bottom before there's a real change. Hold the space, say prayers, but your life doesn't necessarily have to go in that direction just because the mass consciousness chooses a dark direction. Your life can be independent of all that. Some people are having a great old time right now during lockdown, pandemic, everything. Some people aren't suffering at all. And it's a really interesting, unique situation with each one of these people who I've talked to, who they're not having a hard time at all. It's kind of interesting how that works. But you can be independent by choosing to be positive and in a light space and in a place of happiness, despite what's going on in the world. So don't pay attention too much to the whole election drama. Don't get too involved. I got really involved for the first few days, and then I was just like, okay, I gotta get stuff done. I got my life here. And but it was really interesting finding out how the Constitution works and all that. But I had to cut it off to just, I wake up in the morning and I'll just kind of spend maybe 15 to 30 minutes on seeing what the headlines are. Don't read every detail. You don't have to read every word of every article. And in fact, 5 articles on the same subject, you don't have to do that. I kind of tune into just a few things that I know I'm going to get the gist of whatever's going on. Just get the gist. You don't need to know every detail. You don't need to read every article. You don't need to see every gory detail of the election drama going down. Because you're going to get yourself depressed. What you focus on is what your cells and your energy holds. It's what your body holds. It's what your bones hold. It's what your emotional body or your mental body holds. So make sure that you put good stuff in there. Make sure that you put as much good stuff in there as much as you put in the distressing stuff, if not tons more. For instance, if you spend maybe a half an hour on the news for the election or whatever's going on in the world, the virus, if you put a half an hour into that, put 3 hours into things that make you happy. That put your attention into things that give you joy. That's so important, especially at this time when it's a challenge to stay up. I mean, I know it's been a challenge for me to stay up. You know, it's who hasn't had a challenge not going into the pit of depression? So many of us have spent so much time there that it's easy for us to go there again if we let it happen. So be careful about giving your attention to stuff that's depressing too long every day. Check in, see how it's going. I like to keep my thumb on the pulse of where these dramas are at, these world situation dramas. I keep my thumb on the pulse, but I don't actually get all the details. I don't research every article and every possible video anymore on what's going on. I get the gist, and then I do my part to hold space and hold light for the situation and hope for the best in this for everyone. That's what you can do. And I'm going to put some meditations up for showing everybody how to undo some dark manifestations and keep nudging the world to go into a direction that feels better than not. So that's what you can do. Don't bring yourself down with every little piece of news, every little piece of the train wreck. You don't have to look at it all. Just get the gist so that you know what's going on. And then spend your day in a way that's happy and sets you free and makes you a joyful presence in this world. Being a joyful presence, able to bring the heaven frequencies here into earth, that's your real job right now. That's your real job.